Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to today's video. Today guys, I'm going to be showing you a room that I find really interesting on TryHackMe. It is called Opacity2, and this room is really useful because it teaches you a bunch of methods to obtain the hidden flags on this room, and a really variety of different ways that you can um, you can pwn the machine to get the hidden flags. But I'm going to be showing you my personal way that I did it. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So here I am on the TryHackMe platform. I'll just go ahead and copy the IP address, and you guys know what we always do. We use nmap and we start a service version detection scan. If you don't know what nmap is, it's short for network mapper, and this thing scans IP addresses and it has a bunch of flags. It searches for open ports. It has way like a bunch of scans. So we're gonna see the open ports on this IP on the server, and here we've got one, two, three, four. We've got SSH, HTTP, and SMB. Now, first thing you gotta do when you see an HTTP server, all right, go ahead and run that GoBuster or FFUF so people don't go crazy over me. All right, FFUF, web fuzzer, do it yourself. Okay, try like lists of web directories. I don't care, just figure it out. All right, but I'm gonna be personally using GoBuster. I've used it a lot. So let's put in the IP address, right? And all right, no, you don't have to specify port 80. I just did it because some bugs have been happening lately. So then you're gonna specify a word list user. It's in the char. What the hell? I can't write. Okay, word lists dire buster, and I have it in this. This is the file for the brute forcing of the directories. So I'm gonna run a web fuzzer called GoBuster to search for hidden web directories, and while that happens, I will search for SMB shares on this IP address. And if there turns out to be, well, then SMB is pretty easy to exploit. Obviously, depends on the server configuration. All right, so people also don't go crazy over this. No, SMB is not always easy to exploit. If somebody has designed a powerful SMB server with good security, well, then I'm sorry, but no chance of exploiting it or finding the shares. So we'll try that. And unfortunately, we can't find any shares on here, as he says over here. No work group available, which means that this was a trick, or there might be something I'm missing, but I'm just pointing out the way that I personally did it on my own. So let's see what hidden directories we've got. So we've got CSS and cloud, and we'll keep it running for more. And also remember, SSH is definitely, without a doubt, gonna be our foothold. And before you go and say, hey, why don't we open up MSF console to see for any exploit for SSH? No, this is open SSH version 8. Version 8, it's really hard to find an exploit for that, since Linux nearly got hit with an attack. But besides the point, let's go ahead and check out the main web page of this server. Um, all right, let's see over here. As you can see, it is a simple login page. I would tell you it is really easy to exploit. To be honest, this would be really good if we had a username. Unfortunately, we really don't have a username for this. But if we did, I tell you, dude, go for it and use Hydra to force the login page. And I believe I did this before in the basic pen testing machine. But let's check the the source page. You know, something you should always try to do. Maybe there would be something here useful. Let's see. No, I can't really find anything here. But if we go back, we've got CSS and cloud. So CSS, this is mainly for fonts, but we should always check it just in case. Well, no, we've got nothing here. Well, I think the one that's going to be interesting is a cloud, because this mostly is used for, exactly, cloud is used for uploading files to the server anonymously. So first thought would be to upload a reverse shell, but let me tell you something. First of all, you can't upload the file directly. You're going to need to get the server to access a link that will then get it to connect to some hidden directory somewhere on some server, on some local server. Remember, this is all done locally on the local network. So you're going to have to get it to connect to this local IP. And from that local IP, it'll get a file transferred on its own to its server. So yeah, we're gonna need to do that. Sure, good, we're making progress, but remember, this is image. this is image. Look, I need to upload an image file. So I'm going to show you a little trick that I have tried and it has worked. So we can stop this right now. I have a reverse shell over here. Show you. This is this is a long one, but as you can see, I've got this from Pen Test Monkey, really good website. You can write these reverse shell scripts on your own if you'd like to, but you really have to. You can just go ahead and generate it. Point is, this isn't the only type of reverse shells, but we're gonna be using PHP. Why? Because this is a website. So yeah, different types of reverse shells, different types of exploits. You get the point. So there are one-liners, I believe, using Bash, but we're gonna be using PHP, like I said. So here you're gonna set the IP address to your IP and the port, which is gonna be the netcat port that you're listening on to. So let's go ahead and first of all host. I mean, you can upload the file to the server whatever way you want, but I'm obviously going to be using Python here. Really simple. And I'm going to be hosting it where the file is located. And here I'll go ahead and I'll start my netcat listener port 1234. So as soon as the server gets the file, which has the malicious PHP reverse shell on it, it'll go ahead and establish a connection with me here because I'm listening on that port and that reverse shell has my IP in it. So I'll go ahead and I will write the link so the server can get the file. And I'm going to show you the little trick here. And people right now are like, hey, how can he just upload a PHP file extension to the server even though it wants an image? So you're just going to write in the name of your file and then you're writing this hash. Essentially, this hash will trick it into thinking. Actually, no, this won't trick it. I'm sorry. Listen, in order for it to get uploaded, yes, it has to be a .png. But what this hash here does, this little hash over here, this will ignore it. Like the server knows it's an image file, but it's getting tricked. Why? Because whoever is sending the file is using the hash that is using the hashtag, so it can get executed as a PHP file. So we'll go ahead and test that real quick. All right. Right now it's loading. So let's see. So it's been uploaded. So let's go ahead and check our netcat listener. As you can see, I've got the GET request here. And boom, would you look at that? We now have initial access to the server, but we're only accessing basically from a web browser, kind of. So who am I? We are www data. This is just to show that you're accessing from a web browser because you gave it a link, so you didn't actually upload the file. But basically, besides the point. If you run sudo, you can't really use sudo because look, there are some things that you should try as soon as you get initial hold. Okay, and if you search there is something called SUID files. They can be executed. Sorry for that, guys. They can be executed even though you're running a regular user permission. But we can try to mess around a bit in the system. So if you mess around, first of all, we're in here, okay? If you go back to the to the room, here's what it says. There is a local.txt flag in the user directory. So let's go ahead and go to the home to see the users that we have. So we're in the slash. Let's go into home. List. We've got sysadmin. So let's go to sysadmin. Let's list. Hey, we've got the local.txt. Why don't we try to see what's in it? Why don't we try that? Unfortunately, permission denied. We have to log in as this user, as sysadmin. How do we do that? We need his password. How do we find the password? If you mess around enough, I believe that there was a file when I searched for it. Okay, well, hold on. It was in the opt. Well, let me check. No, hold on. It was in the opt. Hold on. Let's go back to the slash. I think there was like this database file. You're gonna need to download something for it. Let me just search for it real quick, guys. Hold on. All right, guys. So it actually wasn't the opt, but it said can't cd to opt because I was in the home, so there isn't a home in the opt. But anyways, if you go to the opt, you will find a file here, dataset.kdbx. Now, if you search for the file extension kdbx, you'll find that this is this is a key pass file, and this key pass file If you try to exit with the KeyPass program, you're gonna need something called a master key. And that master key is basically the password that's protecting the dataset file or the KDBX file. And we're gonna go ahead and crack it using John. So let's first of all get this file over to our main computer, to our host basically, to our attack box, because we can't really, we don't have John on here. If we had John here, I'd tell you to do it. So let's host a Python server here, and let's get the file somewhere else. Now let's host it on, I don't know, 4444. All right, it's being hosted. So let's head over to let's get this open. Okay, let's use wget, and we'll navigate to the IP address of the server at port, hold on, 441234 dataset.kdbx. Let's hit that enter. Boom. Also, I just realized I don't need this anymore. Like I don't need to host this. There we go. All right, so here it is. We've got the file, and in theory, we also should not need this anymore. Why? Well, duh, because we're about to connect directly now via SSH as sysadmin. So here's what I want you to do. You're gonna be using, how on John we've used before SSH to John. On John there are many categories of files that are cracked. So the shortcut for the key pass is key pass to John, not keep, not keep, it's key pass, okay? Key pass to John, and the name of the key pass file, and then let's output that into a hash. I don't know, call it whatever you want, okay? Okay, I'm doing something wrong here, guys. Give me a sec. Hey guys, I figured out what was my error. I'm kind of kind of stupid. I do this error every time. It wasn't really an error, but a problem with John is that you need root to run it. And the thing is, the terminal won't tell you that you need to root to run it unless you're logged into root. And oh, sorry, it won't tell you that, but basically, if you're like logged in as a regular user on this computer and you don't even know that, and you don't know the root password for the root user, it's impossible for you to use John. Okay, even in a regular terminal. So just make sure to log in as root before you execute John so it can work. So let's write the key pass to John, the file name kdbx. I'll put that out. So this dat set, oh, very nice. So this should be a hash, and if you actually try to if you try to decode it, decrypt it, it won't really work. So here's another command that you can simply use. Pretty sure it was John hyphen show, and then what's it called, that set? I believe. There we go. Because I think this is a bug with John. I still don't know why it happened, guys, because I'm still learning, I'll be honest. But if you use John to crack a password once, for some file, SSH, an RSA key, a key pass, master password. If you do it once, it can't like run it again. So you can just use hyphen show. Just like, guys, just try both, okay? So as you can see, this is the name of the file, and this is the password for it. So make sure now the next step is to open up the key pass file in order to get the password for sysadmin. See, that's how encrypted it is. So you're gonna want to install it using sudo apt install keypass. But I've already got it installed, so let me just search for it. I think it was keypass. Yeah, it's just keypass2, guys. Sudo apt install keypass2 or sudo apt install keypass. So I'll go ahead and run it, and there it is. So yeah, because I've run this before, the file is still open. So we'll go ahead and write in the password. So hold on now, instead of writing it up, what the hell am I doing? Shame on me. Shame on me. Control C, Control V. Actually, it's Control Shift C because I'm in a virtual machine. Anyways, let's print this bad boy in, and this should work. There we go. As you can see, look at this. Here is the user, and here's the sysadmin. Oh boy, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Let's just do copy password. Much easier. Now let's head over to here, and you know what I'm going to do. Yes, SSH sysadmin at. Let's head over here. Let's copy this bad boy. Let's paste it. Let's do yes. Let's copy the password again because I think it's a long password. Copy password. I hope this works because I don't know if I did it right. We're logged in. We're logged in, boys. We are logged in to the SSH server as sysadmin. So now we can go ahead and close this guy up. And guys, remember, you might need this because this program is still used. Some people use it in the world, I'll be honest. So there you go. So now our next step, what the hell are you thinking? Let's go and get that flag. Where are we? We are in the sysadmin directory. Hold on, we should have the local.txt. Yeah, let's just cat it out. Or you can echo it out. Maybe you're a programmer. All right, let's go ahead and copy this guy. Let's head over here. Let's paste it. And now we've got the first flag. Now, the prove.txt flag is located in the root directory. So now we're going to have to figure out how to perform privilege escalation. And privilege escalation is quite annoying. But I see an interesting directory here. It's called scripts. Let's check it real quick. Now, guys, I need you to focus with me on this. Let's check out this script.php. And look. Oh yeah, hold on. I should teach you guys something. Always use this command l-lah. You see this? This shows the permissions. If you have an X here, which means that this is writable. Okay, this means that you can run this as root. Okay, remember, if you see this means that you have permission over something. And as you can see, we've got permission over the whole folder. But we can't really write to the folder, but we can replace it. So guys, get this. Focus with me on this. We don't have permission as root to execute these files, or sorry, to rewrite them. But because we have permission over the whole folder, we can replace one of these files. You know what that means? That means that one of these files must be related to accessing as root. So we've got to find the foothold here. We've got to find the vulnerability. And this is a really common vulnerability. I mean, like, whoever's sysadmin on this and whoever's root, they should remove the permission from sysadmin. You should reconfigure that, and that's a human error. They might be really talented, but they might have human error. It's fine. So we will check this file to see what does it run, what other file does it run, because we could change it. We can change another one. So read this with me. This PHP script gets executed. Why? It runs a backup file. All right, get this with me. Why? Because take a look at this. Let me mark this. Require once. Oh, so does that mean that there is another script that gets executed? Exactly. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's head over to lib, short for library. And if we check in here, it's the same thing. We have privilege to we have privilege on the whole folder. See, look, there's no X here. There's not a single X, which means we can never rewrite a file, but we can replace a file. We have power over the folder, but not the individual files. And this is really important. This is a key aspect that you should understand. So we've got a file here. We've got our file here, sorry. Backup.incorporation.php. So let's go ahead and check it real quick. All right. So as you can see, I mean, reading the file is going to be very useful, but the point is, you know that from the script.php that this file gets executed. Why? So he can make a backup. And that backup is stored on the server, which means that this is run required from the sysadmin. And this means that we have a foothold. We can replace this file because look, this file is ran so the server can work. So that means that if we replace the file, if we modify the file, oh, well, dang it, we can't modify it. We're not root. But we have permission over the whole folder, which means that if we replace it, we're basically replacing the contents, but in a different way. So why don't we do that? Why don't we replace this file with a reverse shell? And get this. Remember, this script here is called so a backup can run, which means that every time this backup runs, this script over here must run because require once. Remember, so the script.php will get ran, and then This file here, the backup file, will get ran, and as soon as it is ran, our reverse shell for root will get called. And once that happens, we'll log in as root. Simple as that. So let's continue, like I said. So let's go ahead and completely remove this file. But remember, make sure to not make a huge mistake here. Why? Because remember this file's name. Because remember, if you when you're making the new file here, remember it's gotta be the exact same name file as the one you've removed. Why? Because it has to be the exact name file that gets called in the script.php over here, and its name you if you can't change if you can't modify this file, and we can't, we will never be able to make another file. So if you forget the name of this file, it's game over. Remember it. It's remove. It's backup dot incorporation dot php. Remember. See, look what it says. Remove write protected regular file, which means you have permission over the folder. You can do whatever you want with it, but you cannot modify and write files. So we'll go ahead and write yes, and now remove the file. Here's what's going to happen. Well, we can't really use nano here to make a file. So here's what's going to happen. We will send a file over. How, you might ask? Come on, we've done it before. wget, host a Python server. How? Dude, come on, it's super easy. We've got the reverse shell here, rev.php. We've got it. We'll just go ahead and host this over here on a Python server, on a Python. Hold on, this is hosted on, yeah, we'll just remember http.server. Actually, we should run the netcat listener for all this, just in case, because I don't know how often it runs this backups, this script.php file for the backup. So hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so netcat -lvp 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now let's go back here. And oh yeah, let's host it on a Python HTTP server. I don't know, 4444. All right, now this is being hosted. So let's go over here. Remember, this is a local network. We'll use wget http / your IP address 10.9.0.1.1.9. Remember on the specific. Hold on, am I hosting this on 444? Did I? Oh yeah, it's on 444. 444. Right, rev. Oh yeah, hold on. Wait, what am I doing? I just remembered. Make a mistake. This has to be the same name. It's got to be the same name. Hold on, guys. Let me just remodify the name. Hold on. Hey guys, so I actually just realized something when I was about to replace the name of the file. I was about to say, I just realized something, guys. I made a mistake here. I'll be honest, and I'm glad I realized it. I just realized something. I need to think. Since I have permission over the folder, this means no, I can actually make a new file here instead of sending one, but I cannot modify one that has already been made by root. But I can make a new file here. There, I just realized that. Yeah, I'm glad I did. And we'll make it as the same name, obviously. And here I have the reverse shell. I copied it from my original file. But before I save this, I need to run my reverse shell here. And let me tell you something, guys. This won't work the second the file is uploaded. Why? Because remember, this script, this script is ran. Let me just make sure the file is here. Backup. There it is. Let's go back just a sec to the script.php. Look, this script is ran. I don't know how much, maybe every I don't know 50 cents, something like that, just a couple of times. But remember, it is required for the backup. So remember, keep remembering this is the main reason why I went in that file, and I'm glad I realized that I can just do that instead of sending over the file. So if you wait a couple of minutes, you should get a reverse shell. There we go. Now, I know I didn't show it, but no, trust me, it doesn't happen the moment you get the file. Look at that! UID equals 0. We are logged in as root. It did indeed work. Let me just make sure. We are root. Where are we? Let's head over to root and finally finish up this room. We've got the proof.txt, cat proof.txt. There we go. We've got our second flag that was located in the root directory. So let's go ahead and paste that. And there we go. We've got it. Now, guys, there is actually something I'd like to point out before ending this video, is that there's something that I personally did not try, and you guys can try it and tell me if it worked. Um, remember at the start when I said we don't have a username for the login page? Well, we actually do. We have the sysadmin. So you guys can try to see if that login page actually works, like right in sysadmin, and then try to use Hydra to brute force the HTTP login page. And if it works, I mean, hold on, you've already got the password. Like, you're not gonna need to do all of that, but I mean, you could try it and see if it works. And tell me if it works, guys, because there might be other ways to do it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry for all of the mistakes in the middle. But if I had him, I'm glad I spotted them out before I went more into them. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and have a good week.